A woman who claims she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can proceed with her lawsuit anonymously, at least for now.
Dispatching his agents to harass Lil Rod's daughter following lawsuit. So you guys remember, Lil Rod is the only male victim that has publicly made allegations against Diddy and filed a lawsuit. And I remember being like, oh, that's weird. All of Beyonce's posts from Diddy's party are gone, and any evidence of her being there are gone.
It must suck to know that Jay-Z is most likely paying for all of this to be done to you.
There's a dark storm gathering around two of hip-hop's most influential figures. For decades, Jay-Z and Diddy have been celebrated as rap icons, business moguls, and even cultural ambassadors. Yet now, both men find themselves entangled in a legal and moral quagmire that threatens everything they've built. Allegations of a disturbing encounter involving a minor have resurfaced, igniting a media firestorm and leaving fans worldwide in disbelief. How did two untouchable giants of the music world end up here? And what deeper shadows might this story reveal about the industry they helped shape?
Pop signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were sure they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition, because at first you retire, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay, it's all good.
In late 2023, a long-buried controversy suddenly came roaring back to life. A civil lawsuit originally filed in October has been amended to include Jay-Z, alleging that he and Diddy were directly involved in a heinous act back in the year 2000. The alleged victim, now an adult, says she was just 13 when the incident took place at an after-party for the Video Music Awards. As soon as news broke, it sent ripples of shock through social media, news outlets, and the music scene itself. Many fans struggled to process the idea that two towering icons could face such damning accusations.
A woman who claims she was raped by Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs can proceed with her lawsuit anonymously, at least for now. A federal judge in Manhattan ruled the Alabama woman's identity can remain under wraps. The judge also said the accuser may be required to reveal her name at a later date and that the case will not be fast-tracked as requested by Jay-Z's lawyers.
What made this bombshell even more staggering was the timing. The plaintiff's story emerged against a backdrop of rising legal troubles for both men. In Diddy's case, fresh controversies and arrests had already painted a bleak picture. For Jay-Z, known for keeping his hands clean and his public persona polished, the allegations came as a complete shock to many. Supporters scrambled to defend him, while skeptics said it was only a matter of time before the music industry's untouchables were forced to reckon with their pasts. The lawsuit outlines a chilling narrative. The plaintiff recounts the night she arrived at Radio City Music Hall, hoping to catch a glimpse of the VMAs without an official ticket. A limousine driver supposedly associated with Diddy noticed her and beckoned her inside. Eager for any chance to be part of the event's glitz, she entered the limo without suspecting what lay ahead. According to her, the driver claimed that Diddy had a penchant for younger girls and that she fit the bill. From there, she says, the evening descended into a nightmare. At an exclusive after-party, she was allegedly offered a drink that left her feeling lightheaded. Seeking a quiet room to lie down, she found a bed to rest on, only to have Jay-Z, Diddy, and an unnamed female celebrity enter soon after. The lawsuit accuses Jay-Z, real name Sean Carter, of holding the plaintiff down and violating her while Diddy and the female celebrity looked on. Once Jay-Z was done, according to the suit, it was Diddy's turn. The plaintiff also claims that when Diddy tried to force her to perform intimate acts, she managed to fight back, fleeing the house in a state of complete distress. Even more disturbing, the lawsuit alleges that other party guests saw her in obvious distress, but did nothing to help. She made it to a gas station, where a clerk allowed her to use the phone. She then called her father to pick her up, effectively ending what she describes as the most horrific night of her life. When the amended lawsuit dropped, Jay-Z wasted no time responding with forceful denials. He not only rejected the woman's accusations, but also claimed the entire situation was a blackmail attempt. In a public statement, Jay-Z went so far as to challenge his accuser to press criminal charges if there was any real substance to her claims. He insisted that if someone truly committed such a hideous crime against a minor, it should be dealt with in a criminal court, not a civil one. These fiery statements were backed by an aggressive legal approach. Jay-Z's attorney quickly filed motions to dismiss the lawsuit entirely, calling it a calculated smear campaign. The defense also demanded that the plaintiff reveal her identity, arguing that an unknown accuser was orchestrating a sensationalized publicity stunt. Jay-Z contends that the moment he refused to pay a settlement, the plaintiff and her legal team went nuclear, hoping to win a jackpot in damages. While critics slammed Jay-Z for what they see as intimidation tactics, others pointed out that revealing an accuser's identity is often part of the defense in civil cases, especially those involving high-profile figures. After all, Jay-Z claims that exonerating evidence and potential eyewitnesses can't be properly explored unless he knows the exact identity of the person accusing him of these crimes. For Diddy, real name Sean Combs, this lawsuit is just one more wave in an ocean of legal troubles. Currently facing federal charges related to alleged ST and other serious offenses, Diddy has spent recent months mired in controversies that have steadily chipped away at his once celebrated persona. He has categorically denied all wrongdoing, calling the various lawsuits part of an elaborate attempt to extort money from him. Yet some legal analysts suspect that Diddy might try to shift some of the blame onto Jay-Z to alleviate his own peril. If Diddy's legal team can paint Jay-Z as equally or more responsible for any alleged crimes, it could potentially lessen Diddy's liability. There's also talk of a possible deal where Diddy might offer insider information about Jay-Z in exchange for leniency. It's a strategy that may sound far-fetched, but in high-stakes cases involving multiple defendants, each party often scrambles to save themselves by pointing fingers. At the same time, Diddy's team is strongly contesting the timeline, the specifics, and the very idea that he was anywhere near a 13-year-old girl at a VMA after-party 2 decades ago. His attorneys have blasted the lawsuit as heinous lies and slammed the accuser's lawyer for what they see as sensationalizing every claim to grab headlines. Long before these lawsuits dominated headlines, singer Jaguar Wright sounded alarms about the darker side of both Diddy and Jay-Z. Over the years, Wright has made countless appearances and interviews, dropping hints or outright accusations about what she believes is a pattern of exploitation and A.B. within the music industry's upper echelons. Critics labeled her a disgruntled attention seeker, but she remained persistent, often naming Jay-Z and Diddy in her tirades about hidden misconduct.
The first time I ever saw Jay-Z or even heard him spit a rhyme was at an MC battle, street battle in New York. He showed up as that was with Big L. Yes. Big L was who put Jay-Z on. And then Big L died, and then the next thing you know, Jay-Z doing songs with Biggie and building a working camaraderie with Honeycombs. And then Biggie died, Tupac died. There was the fight between who was the top rapper now, Nas and Jay-Z. And then the next thing you know, Nas has a nervous breakdown and he's taken out of the game, and it's all Jay-Z. Y'all don't see the lineup?
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why? Because he's the acceptable monster at this time.
When Jaguar Wright appeared on Piers Morgan's show, her bold remarks against Jay-Z and Beyoncé, as well as her unfiltered commentary on Diddy's alleged wrongdoing, raised eyebrows everywhere.
Because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean.
She claimed to know multiple individuals who could come forward as victims of Jay-Z and Beyoncé, branding the power couple monsters who engaged in deeply disturbing behavior.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
At first, these claims seemed extreme, until the new lawsuit against Jay-Z drew parallels with some of Wright's older allegations.
Rest in peace, Big L.
One of the dopest. Yes.
Big L was who put Jay-Z on.
Without question.
Takeoff's death wasn't nothing but a corporate hostile takeover using his life as the god. Oh my God.
Man.
I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh. Okay.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. That boy died so they could cash in a insurance policy and to cover up the fact that Roc Nation was ripping Megan away from 300. I guess nobody's paying attention to the fact that complete control of Megan Thee Stallion's career was taken over right after Takeoff died.
While there's still no hard proof tying these threads together, Wright's predictions suddenly sound less far-fetched. Her warnings about dark secrets and an industry that protects its own may now be viewed through a different lens. People who once dismissed her are beginning to wonder if she was the canary in the coal mine, sounding an alarm about something bigger than any single scandal. One of the most critical elements here is the question of anonymity. The accuser is no longer a child, but she's still shielded in court documents by a pseudonym. Jay-Z's lawyers argue that they have the right to know the identity of the person leveling such severe accusations, especially if she's seeking massive damages. But victim advocates point out that unmasking her could expose her to threats, online harassment, or even direct intimidation attempts, particularly given Jay-Z's significant wealth and influence. This dynamic isn't just about shielding one woman's privacy. It's a reflection of how power works in these cases. Critics of the entertainment industry argue that it has a long history of using money and connections to silence voices. Young artists, employees, or fans who cross paths with major celebrities may find themselves hushed, paid off, or bullied into retracting statements. Keeping the accuser anonymous could be her only protection in a battle against formidable, well-funded legal teams. Even legal experts acknowledge the conundrum. Does the defendant's right to a fair trial outweigh an accuser's right to privacy, especially when we're dealing with allegations of a traumatic event? Many believe the court will prioritize the alleged victim's safety, reasoning that exposing her identity might open a floodgate of danger, especially when the defendants are global stars with immense resources. The stakes couldn't be higher for Jay-Z, who built a staggering empire that spans music, sports, and business ventures. He is married to one of the most revered entertainers in the world, Beyoncé, and together they project an image of near-flawless celebrity. Their combined brand is so powerful that even a hint of serious legal trouble could shake the entertainment and business world to its core. Corporate sponsors and partners might withdraw support if these allegations gather steam, and the philanthropic endeavors Jay-Z has championed could be overshadowed by scandal. For Diddy, whose personal brand has already taken repeated hits, the potential fallout could be even more devastating. Unlike Jay-Z, he's currently staring down federal charges. If found guilty, or if these new civil allegations gain traction, his legacy, from Bad Boy Records to his various fashion and media ventures, could be permanently tainted. Beyond the lives and careers of these two rap titans, the case also highlights a much bigger issue: the veil of secrecy that often shrouds the entertainment industry. Whisper networks and hush money settlements have long been rumored. If these allegations lead to deeper investigations, there's a possibility more hidden stories will surface, pulling back the curtain on a culture where immense power sometimes fosters a sense of impunity. Could it be that we're only now seeing the tip of an iceberg that's been lurking beneath the glitz and glamour for decades? Jay-Z and Diddy have spent a lifetime cultivating ironclad reputations as savvy businessmen, philanthropic icons, and hip-hop royalty. But if these allegations continue to gather momentum, both men could see their legacies crumble under the weight of public scrutiny and criminal investigations. The question that remains is whether any of this will truly reach a courtroom, let alone yield a definitive resolution. Is there enough tangible evidence left after all these years to confirm or debunk these shocking claims? Will the accuser's anonymity hold, or will the court side with Jay-Z's demand for transparency? And if that mask is ever lifted, how might it change the shape of this controversy? We're living in a moment where old secrets are being dragged into the spotlight, no matter how powerful those secrets once were. As new developments surface almost daily, it's clear that this saga is far from over. Only time will tell if these revelations will topple the empires of two of music's most powerful figures, or if everything will once again be swept under the rug. Stay curious, stay alert, and remember, sometimes the biggest stories unfold behind the scenes, waiting for the right moment to be exposed.